transport today?
Yes.
Yes, perfect. So thank you so much for doing this in aid of the Youth Innovation Competition for the Big Ideas. We are excited to see what you are offering in Chongqing in regards to transport. I am sure we will find out lots about what you are doing, and I'm looking forward to hearing what you're going to say. And at the end, I'm sure if there's any other questions that I will obviously ask and see how it all goes.
Okay, so thank you for this opportunity to communicate with you. So maybe first I will introduce myself. It's okay?
Please do,
Yes,
that's great.
Yes, my name is Fu Yan. I came from Chongqing Transport Planning and Research Institute. I have worked in the transport planning for about 19 years. So nice to see you here and to communicate with all of you.
Brilliant.
So first, I will introduce Chongqing transport. So I will show my presentation. And first, I will introduce Chongqing. I don't know if you have come to Chongqing or do you know the city?
No,
Maybe
I haven't.
Okay, I will introduce this city for all of you. Okay, and from the TV shows, we also call Chongqing a three-dimensional mountain city and river city. From the picture, you can see the two rivers are covered. First is Jialing River and Yangtze River. So and so first I will introduce Chongqing, and it's one of the 4 municipalities built under the central government and in the center of China. So you can say that as in the upper reaches of Yangtze River, this is Chongqing. From here, you can say its point. So this is the whole area of Chongqing. And from this map, we can see the altitude of Chongqing. And in the north and in the east is the hills. And this is the two rivers we have seen. Jialing River and the Yangtze River. So this is all the Chongqing. And that's about 94% of Chongqing is hills and low mountains. So we call Chongqing mountain city and river city. It's come from here. And we can see the Chongqing have a lot of tourism. And this first is Three Gorges. As you know, it's you can see different sceneries in 4 seasons. And this is Hechuan Fishing City. The cities have changed the World War and at Yuan Dynasty. And this is Dazu Rock Caverns, which is one of the world cultural heritages. And this is all the Chongqing area, but the transport I will introduce in the center of Chongqing. It's in center rate. Okay, as this is some pictures of Chongqing. It's bridges, the light rail. I will continue to introduce you, because I have said that because of the terrain and complex of Chongqing, so we have all types and all moods in Chongqing. In that maybe the most styles in a lot of in the world. So I will introduce one by one. First, it's rail. As you can say, this is a map that have in operation this year. That's about 486 kilometers. You can say this is the light rail. This light rail and but the rail includes the metro and the light rail. So the light rail is very convenient for our living. So we all the development of the city is around the station, such as it's called the TOD and transit oriented development. And this is a conventional public transport. So you can say it's the BRT line, and that's bus rapid transit line. It's in open only for the bus and at peak hours. So the public transport is very convenient in Chongqing. And this is some pictures, the old pictures in Chongqing. First, this is from Xu Beihong's painting. You can see this the footpath of the old Chongqing, because in the past, the people the beside the mountain and through the pathway to living and for the other sector. And this is the Wu Guanzhong's picture. You can see the buildings is by the mountains and the pathway. This is the old and history Chongqing's living. And this is now, this is we have changed the space more beautiful and for people to take the work and more convenient. You can see this is the new pictures of now. And the ferry, you know, I have said that Chongqing have two rivers, Jialing River and Yangtze River. And in the past, there's not so much bridges and connect the two sides. So we use ferry to connect two sides of people to transport. But now with build more and more bridges, the ferry is not only for the transport, but also for the tourism and sightseeing. It's a landmark of Chongqing. And the cableway is also the tools to connect the two sides of the river, because of the maybe some air conditioner is not so well and the flooding. So we built the cableway to connect the two sides of the river and for people to transport. Now it's also a must-visit place in Chongqing. So I think that this tools and transport tools is very interesting. And it's also the escalator and ferry and cableways is for the rivers to connect, but this escalator is for the mountains to connect. And because the high altitude, and it's very waste energy, so and waste time. So the people build the escalator to connect the two sides of the road. It's very well to save the time and save the energy. This is the Kaixuan escalator, and this is Lianglukou. This is about 40 meters high, and this is about 100 meters high. And also the shared electric bicycles. And because in the past, Chongqing, the altitude is so high, and there's no space for the bicycles. And it's also not so many people to take the bicycles because it's very, very tired to take bicycles. But now, with the expansion of the space, and especially the rail station, we put some electric bicycles for people to use to take them from the rail station to their places. It's very convenient. So this shared electric bicycles is very useful for people to transport. And so that's the tools of the transport. So I will introduce some distinctive spaces in Chongqing. This is Hongya Cave Building. You can say it's a building, but it's also for transport. And this is by the mountainside to build the building. And then you can see the mountains in it, and also to connect the Binjiang Road and the Jiefeng Bay in Jiefeng Road. And this is Liziba Rail Crossing Building. It's also the landmark of Chongqing. You can see the light rail is in the buildings in it, and that's about 6 to 8 floor of a building is a station. And the 5th floor is for the shop, and then above the 8th floor is for people to residents. It's very interesting. So everybody come to Chongqing maybe or must to come here to take a picture. And this building is very interesting. This building is a parking lot, back building is also in Yuzhong district, but it's also a transport channel. And because the Binjiang Road is lower and the upper road is in Jiefeng Bay is very so high, so they built the building for the parking, and then people can take the elevator to go to Yuzhong district. It's very convenient. So that's the interesting. I have introduced some interesting transport in Chongqing to all of you. So I think that if you have interest or have time to come here, I think that to feel the Chongqing's transport, you can have a deep impression. So thank you for have a chance to communicate with you, and maybe my English is not so fluent, but I try my best to express it directly. So thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Really interesting. Like you say, the monorail, light rail going through the building. That's really interesting. And the amount of bridges. How many bridges are in Chongqing roughly?
Because in the whole area, and the whole area of Chongqing is so big that
Big, yes. So the main city area, roughly,
and that's about 30, above
wow.
30 bridges. But in the whole Chongqing, maybe some 100, because
Yes.
in the center of city, that's about above 30 bridges.
Yeah.
And most of them is for the car and for the rail. That's only some bridges are only for the rail, and some bridges only for but most are for car and the bridge
Yeah.
for rail.
There's some pedestrian bridges, some for walking over. Are there walking bridges?
You say only for walking. The all the people, they can use car or for walking, but especially this picture, do you say this bridge? That's I have said that's connect the Hongya caving building, and it's in the tourism peak times, and they are only for the people to go to Jiang Bay and Jiefeng Bay. Yes.
Brilliant. And with the transport in the city, is the main form of transport car or train or light rail? What is used most?
I think that depends on the purpose. And if I go to work, it's all in the world, all of big cities have the common problems is traffic. So so if I work, and I think that all most of Chongqing people is like me, and in the work time, and because we have the convenient tramway and convenient public transports, so I always use the public transport to go to work. But in the weekend, maybe for leisure time, maybe I can take car. So it depends on the purpose.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense. And does Chongqing trade out of the center on like trade materials and down the river? Is the river used as a port?
Yes, the Goyuan port. This port is I know that it's the biggest inland hub ports.
Oh wow.
That have the rail, have the highway, have the river. Yes, riverway.
Okay. And little bit with for example, in London, we have a lot of cyclists, which obviously can be quite dangerous on the roads. Do you have road traffic accidents much, or is it quite a safe as possible city for cyclists and pedestrians?
This problem is it depends on the road and on the people to take the car. So but I know that from our management department, it's declined. It's not so much.
Yes, great.
I will think that because in Chongqing there's not so much bicycles. I know that in other cities, the bicycles and the people to walk and the car, they have the accents. But because maybe this is one reason, not so much bicycles.
Yes, 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 yes. I think so do you see during the weekend a lot of people exit the city center to go to other places in Chongqing? So at the weekend people travel out.
Yes, I know. And because the transport is very convenient, so the Chongqing people like to go to other cities, and the other cities will come to Chongqing for tourism or for other reasons. So it's communicate is very yes. It's very
quite a lot of people that live out of the city center commuting in for work.
With the development of the railway, so more and more people to like to choose what they want to and where they live, because but I know that the exact that's the time from work to place is not more than 1 hour. So because it depends on the railway, on the public transport, it's very convenient. So now people can live more can live more time. Yes, more time.
Okay. And what was I going to say next? Has it proved quite difficult because Chongqing has rivers and mountains with the infrastructure of building transport? Has it taken time to develop and get correct? Because obviously the mountains and the river tricky.
Yes, because of the terrain characters, maybe we think that's difficult to move from one place to another. But I think we can change the style. Because what's the purpose of our transports? I think it's to move the people from one place to another. If you can save time, save money, or save energy, is the best. And so maybe there is a mountain, there are rivers, the road is very difficult to build, but we can change it another style, because maybe there's no road from one place to another because of the altitude, but we can build the footpath only for walking. So, and we can build for the walking and spaces. So I think it's also can have this purpose to move people from this place to another place. So I think it's only changes the mood. And also I think it's and because of this you have said that the mountains, rivers are very so interesting. So to me, because I'm a transport planner, I think it's a challenge for me to so many planners of interesting planners. Yes.
Yes, and you have to really try to make sure you don't impact the environment too much when you are planning the transport. So the green spaces, you're really trying to take care and make sure the environment is not affected as much.
I mean, so to me, I think that I will try my best to take the to take the convenience and transport for the people living here, and give them a lot of choices to take. So I think it's my work to it's my work. Yes.
Yeah, so you really try to help the people and protect Chongqing's heritage and environment too. So you have, your priority is to get the people to transport and walk and drive, but also you have to think about how to protect Chongqing terrain and the wildlife and the green spaces, so you have a balance for humans and natural.
Yes. All the construction, we will protect the environment, and especially for example, and as you have say that the tramway and the railway, it's low carbon and style. So, and the public transport, we put our most of our power and in the public transport planning.
Nice. Yes.
The people use more and more and the public transport.
Do you have incentive to people to use public transport? Do you give them vouchers or make it quite cheap for them to travel so that they don't drive?
Yes, and in this city, the public transport, the fee is very low. So and it's also very convenient. So more and more people and to use the transport and the public transport, especially the rail, the metro and the light rail.
Will you eventually try to not have cars in the city centre, cars like vehicles on the road?
Yes, we have vehicles and taxis also.
And is your plan to maybe not have so many vehicles because of the environmental impact in the city?
Like the other cities, Beijing and Shanghai and other cities, and Chongqing also have the some management for the vehicles, personal vehicles, and especially to the bridges. And now Chongqing have the management of the some maybe for example in Monday the number of 1 and 6 is allowed to go to the some bridges, and on Tuesday the number of 2 and 7 cannot go some bridges to its decline the use of the personal vehicles, and we hope that more and more people to use our public transport.
Yes.
I don't know if I express indirectly.
No, I understand. So yes, you're really trying and making people have the idea to use public transport. Final question. The airport, is that quite far from the center?
Jiangbei Airport is about 20 kilometers from to the center of Chongqing, and Jiangbei Airport has also the light rail to connect, so it's very convenient from the airport to the center, and that's only about, I think it's only about 40 minutes or it's okay.
So it's very well connected and lots of exciting plans as well for Chongqing.
Thank you. So I think that if you have time to come here, and we welcome you here to see the Chongqing's, I think it's very easy. You will have deep impression.
Yes, it looks interesting, a very interesting city to visit.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much for doing this for us.